Clarissa, the billionaire's mother, leaned back in her grand wheelchair, her frail hands trembling slightly against the soft velvet arms. The mansion was quiet, too quiet, and the ticking of the gold-trimmed grandfather clock echoed through the hall like a reminder that time was slipping away. She had been in that chair for years, a prisoner of her own body. Doctors said her legs were useless. They said hope was gone. But hope has a way of sneaking in when nobody expects it. That's when Maya walked in. A black maid with warm brown eyes, a humble smile, and a spirit that couldn't be crushed. She had only been working in the billionaire's home for 6 months, but she had already left her mark. Maya was different. She didn't just clean, she didn't just serve. She sang while she worked, sometimes in soft hums, sometimes in loud bursts of joy. And when she thought no one was watching, she danced, swirling and stepping like the music inside her body couldn't be held down. Clarissa used to scoff. "Nonsense," she muttered, her sharp tones slicing through the air whenever Maya twirled across the marble floor with a mop in hand. But then, one evening, when the loneliness weighed heavy and the house felt colder than usual, Clarissa found herself listening. It was Maya's voice, low and sweet, floating down the corridor. A tune so tender it tugged at something Clarissa thought had long died inside her. The song melted into a laugh, a giggle, followed by the shuffle of dancing feet. Clarissa, against her better judgment, let out a soft gasp. Her lips quivered, and before she could stop herself, a little laugh escaped her chest. "What on earth?" she whispered, shaking her head. But she listened anyway. Day after day, Maya brought life into the silent house. She sang gospel, old blues, even silly rhymes she made up while dusting. She danced in the kitchen while cooking, spun in the hallway while sweeping, and sometimes, just sometimes, she danced right in front of Clarissa, daring her to smile. And Clarissa, with her stiff composure, would sigh deeply, pretending to be annoyed. But deep down, something was shifting. One night, while the storm raged outside, the billionaire's son, Ethan, came home early from a business trip. He stood frozen at the doorway, watching the scene in disbelief. There was Maya, barefoot, spinning in circles while singing, her laughter ringing out like bells. And there was his mother, in her wheelchair, laughing so hard her shoulders shook, wiping tears from her eyes. Ethan's jaw tightened. "What is this nonsense?" he snapped, stepping inside. Maya froze mid-spin, her face pale. Clarissa stiffened, her laughter vanishing as quickly as it had come. "Sir, Maya stammered. "You're paid to clean, not this circus," Ethan barked, his voice sharp, his eyes cold. He looked at his mother. "Mother, she's making a fool of you." But Clarissa surprised him. "Leave her be," she said softly, almost pleading. Ethan blinked. His mother never defended staff, never softened her tone. What was happening here? He narrowed his eyes at Maya. "I'll be watching you," he muttered, before storming off. That night, Clarissa sat in silence, staring at Maya with an intensity that made the maid shift uncomfortably. Then, with a trembling voice, Clarissa whispered, "Sing me something, please." Maya hesitated. Then she hummed. Slowly, the hum turned into a song, a soulful melody about rising when the world said you were broken. Clarissa's eyes closed, and for the first time in years, her hands tapped against the wheelchair arms, keeping time with the beat. But the real shot came a week later. It was morning. Maya was dancing in front of Clarissa again, singing with her whole chest, clapping her hands, her skirt swaying with every step. Clarissa clapped along, gasping with laughter, until suddenly her foot twitched. Maya froze mid-step. Her eyes widened. "Did you..." Clarissa looked down. She gasped, covering her mouth with both hands. "My foot," she whispered, voice shaking. It moved." Maya let out a little laugh of disbelief. "Oh, Lord," she said, her voice trembling. "Do it again." And it did. Another twitch, then another. Clarissa sobbed, a sound so raw it filled the room. "I thought they were dead," she whispered, her body shaking with emotion. But the twists were only beginning. When Ethan found out, he didn't react the way Maya expected. Instead of joy, he grew suspicious. "What are you playing at? Are you tricking her with false hope? Don't think I won't fire you for this." Maya gasped, tears stinging her eyes. "Sir, I swear on my life, I didn't do nothing but sing and dance. Ask her yourself." Clarissa, her voice trembling but firm, said, "Ethan, she's given me something no doctor ever could. Hope." But Ethan only sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Hope can be dangerous, and I won't let her heart break again." That night, when Maya was alone in her small room in the servants' quarters, she cried. She cried because she knew what she had seen. She cried because she believed with every fiber of her being that Clarissa's body was waking up. But she also cried because she knew that Ethan hated her for it. Still, Maya didn't stop. She sang louder. She danced harder. She clapped and laughed and refused to let Clarissa sink back into despair. And each time she did, something changed. Clarissa's toes wiggled. Her knees twitched. Her legs, once stiff as stone, began to tremble. Then came the night that changed everything. It was after midnight. Maya was finishing her chores when she heard a sound. A thud. Then another. Her heart raced. She hurried to Clarissa's room, gasping when she saw the billionaire's mother, half out of her wheelchair, clinging to the bedpost, sweat dripping down her face. "Mrs. Clarissa!" Maya cried, rushing forward. Clarissa laughed through her tears. "I felt it," she gasped. "I felt my legs holding me." Maya's eyes widened. Her hands trembled as she reached to steady her. "Oh, Lord, you're standing." Clarissa sobbed and nodded. "For the first time in 15 years. The door slammed open. Ethan stood there, his face pale, his eyes wide. He gasped, staring at his mother, clutching the bedpost, her legs trembling under her weight. "Mother," he whispered. Clarissa laughed, a shaky, joy-filled laugh. "You're Maid," she said, pointing to Maya. "She woke me up." But Ethan's face hardened. His voice turned icy. "Or she's destroying you." The room froze. Maya's heart sunk. She knew then that her fight was only beginning. Frozen in the doorway, his breath shallow, his fists clenched at his sides. His eyes darted from his trembling mother to Maya's wide, tearful gaze. "Mother, sit down before you hurt yourself," he said sharply, his voice laced with panic. Clarissa let out a shaky little laugh, almost giddy. "Ethan, don't you see? I'm standing! I'm standing!" she gasped, her knuckles white as she gripped the bedpost. "After 15 years, I feel my legs again." But Ethan only shook his head, his jaw tight. "You're delusional. She's feeding you fantasies. This," he turned, pointing an accusing finger at Maya, "this maid has filled your head with tricks, false hope. You could fall and break your neck." Maya's voice trembled. "Sir, please, I didn't trick nobody. I just sang, danced, that's all. She started to move on her own." Ethan sighed deeply, rubbing his forehead. "Mother, listen to me. You've been through enough. I can't let you destroy yourself with this nonsense." Clarissa's lips quivered. A tear slipped down her cheek. "Son, for once in your life, don't talk to me like I'm broken. Don't you dare take this from me." Her words cut through the room like glass shattering. Ethan's eyes widened. He wasn't used to hearing his mother so fierce, so alive. For years she had been quiet, frail, always letting him control everything. But now she was fighting back. Maya's chest rose and fell quickly. She didn't know if she should step forward or step back.
She whispered under her breath, "Lord, help us." Ethan let out a bitter laugh, but there was no humor in it. "So this is what it's come to. My mother believing in fairy tales and servants playing witch doctor." Clarissa gasped, her body trembling. "Don't you dare speak to her that way," she snapped, her voice breaking but strong. "If it weren't for her, I'd still be dead inside." Maya's eyes watered. She'd never been defended like that, not by a woman of Clarissa's stature. She swallowed hard, her voice soft but steady. "Sir, whether you like it or not, something's happening. You can call it what you want, but it's real." The silence was thick, broken only by the sound of rain pattering against the window. Finally, Ethan stepped forward, his voice low, almost whispering. If this is real," he paused, his throat tight. "If it is, then prove it. Stand without her." Clarissa gasped, clutching the post tighter. Her whole body shook with the effort. I can't, not yet." "Exactly," he snapped, his eyes hard. "It's just spasms, nerves firing by accident. Don't think for a second this means anything." Clarissa sagged back into the chair, her body trembling, tears spilling down her cheeks. Maya rushed to her side, kneeling down. "Don't listen to him," she whispered, her own eyes wet. "You're stronger than you think, you hear me? Stronger." Clarissa sniffled, letting out a soft, broken sigh. "Maya, promise me you won't stop singing." Maya let out a small laugh through her tears. "I couldn't stop if I tried." But Ethan, standing stiff at the doorway, muttered under his breath, "We'll see how long this charade lasts." And with that, he turned and stormed out, leaving behind a storm even louder than the one outside.